I'm glad that you live in New York.
You are?
Yeah, because you wouldn't survive anywhere else. Now, I get out of work today, I get in my car, it's 9 gazillion degrees outside.
Ooh.
And
yeah,
it's just, it's not going to go away for another 3 months.
Right.
And it's almost unbearable to walk outside. It's so hot. So right now in Texas, they came out with, this is the temperature we want you to set your thermostat at. The power company.
Oh, I can't believe you're saying this. I have friends on Twitter who are in Texas and they've been tweeting about this. I don't quite understand what's going on. So the power companies, because it's so hot in Texas right now, have asked them to set their thermostat at a specific number. So
they give you 3 different numbers. A temp for when you're home, a temp when you're away, so when you're at work, and then a temp to set it while you're sleeping. Because the power grid can't take it. It's going to shut down. Because it's so hot.
And everybody's working from home. They're all home. That's right.
And now in Vegas, it's 112 degrees. Whoa. That was the temp today. Not the heat index. That was the temperature today. 112. So if you don't cut back...
Wait, hang on. I never thought about this. This is a really good point, because one of the things that I loved about working in a radio station or working wherever I worked is that it was a giant building. It was really cold. And when my air conditioning wasn't working all that well in my little hot apartment, that was too much sun, I loved going to work where it was nice and cool. Mm-hmm. And I loved not having the electric bill because I could turn my air off or down for the day. But now everybody's working from home. They got the air all the way up, of course.
So the power company is saying, if you don't change, everybody's going to lose power. So you have to abide by these temperatures in your house.
What are they?
When you're home, so like 5, 6 o'clock, you're hanging out at home, 78.
What? No.
When you're away, 85.
All right. Well, is my dog home?
Yeah.
Okay, well then no.
When you're sleeping, 82.
No. Are you insane?
82 degrees, and you can't use a fan.
Okay, if it went to 82, first of all, if that were me, if I was living in Texas, I would move to Alaska so fast. Canada, anywhere. I'd move somewhere super cold, super fast. I'd be out of there. Yeah, no, it is okay right now in my.
It's probably 68.
It's a good job. You really know me. Wow, it is.
I know you.
It is 68 in my room right now,
and it's still hot.
Here's the best thing. My boyfriend went out with his friends tonight. Like they went out to see, I don't know, this some rock movie, some music movie, or whatever, I don't know, some band that they like, some documentary about them came out.
Steely Dan something.
Not Steely Dan, no, I don't know, whatever, something, whatever. So they're at the movies, and then they're going out for dinner and drinks, and then there's a club they all like to hit down in the East Village. They're going to be there all night. I am turning everything down to 66. He hates it when it's that cold.
66?
But he's not going to be here. So yeah, 66. Listen, I got to preserve all this. This doesn't stay looking this good.
66 is fucking insane.
I'm sorry.
That's cold.
Do you see what's going on here? All of this doesn't stay this good looking for so long in temperature over 70. Can't melt.
82 when you're sleeping, no fan.
No, that would just never be me. I wouldn't be able to sleep. You know what? Here's the thing. In Texas, you're allowed to have a gun. Mm-hmm. If I had to every night go to bed in 82 degrees with no fan, I would be up on top of some kind of rooftop with my AR-15 the next day.
Picking people off.
Picking off
Girl Scouts as they walk down the street. I can't take it no more. I'm losing my mind. 82, 85 when you're away. So, 78 when you're at home cooking or watching TV. 78 in your house. That is crazy.
And after they arrested me and said, "What are you doing out there shooting people?" I would say, well,
82.
Less people, more electricity for me. That's my theory. If I can get more electricity, then I can live in an apartment that's more than 82 freaking degrees.
because you couldn't sleep. You have to be 60 degrees when you sleep. There's no way you wouldn't sleep.
Our building, our AC broke. It went up to 72 in here. I made my boyfriend march his ass over to Home Depot and buy a standing air conditioning unit. And I didn't just have him buy one for like a cute little apartment. I had him buy an industrial one that is for a 5,000 square foot house. Mm-hmm. That's what he bought. And he dragged that thing home. I was like, 72 degrees, my ass. Put that thing on. Get it to 66 in here.
I'm telling you, her room in Long Island was a meat locker. I remember walking in there going, how the hell do you live like this?
That's right.
I could hang meat in that room and it would be fine.
I'm telling you, that's how I keep all this going with no Botox. That's how I keep it going. Nice and cold.
We put the milk in there sometimes when the fridge was too full because it was so cold in your room.
I remember when we were traveling, when we were doing the syndicated show and I had to travel to different markets, like some of our larger markets, I'd have to go for like station events or whatever. And the big boss, I'd have to travel with him sometimes. And so he would have to come to my room to pick me up. And he would knock on the door. I'd be like, oh, I'm not ready yet. Like, what a shock. And so I'd be like, come in, sit down while I'm putting my makeup on. And he would walk in and be like, it's freezing in here. I'll wait for you in the lobby. Like, he would always be like, is it a meat locker in there? Because if so, I'll be in the lobby.
Yeah. It's not even a joke because it was really insane.
Yeah.
In the way she likes it. It's crazy. I've never felt anything like it in my life. You had an air conditioner in the window, wide slap open, nonstop.
Yeah. And here's the best part. So we lived in an apartment building where they come and they board up your air conditioning for the winter because it protects the air conditioner, preserves it, whatever. It was a rental. It's their air conditioner. They can do whatever they want to. I went over to the super and I said to him, how much do I have to pay you to not put anything up on my air conditioner until it is 30 degrees outside and snowing? He was like, I don't think I can do that. I was like, here's $50. Can you do it now? And he was like, no problem, Ms. Lawrence. So I paid him to not close up my air conditioning unit. So that way, in case I needed air conditioning in like October,
in the
winter,
I did. You would open the windows
all the time. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, 82 while you sleep.
Listen, I'm part penguin. What can I do?
All right. I've dated some insane women in my life.
You? What a shock.
I think 99% of women are insane, but maybe that's a little high.
Just the ones that like you. The rest of us are perfectly sane.
Perfectly sane. But the ones that I pick, I don't know. I go sane, insane. I'll take that one. Insane. I'll take that one. But this guy, he did the same thing, made the news today. A woman arrested for killing her husband. Okay. Ooh. So she killed her husband. They've been having issues. So
okay.
I mean, before this, they're one of those couples, kind of like you and Joe, that fight nonstop, that always have issues with each other. But
it's not issues. We're passionate. It's passion.
Okay, this woman, very passionate.
That's better.
They've been together for 10 years, been separated for 2 years.
Okay.
But they continue to see each other. I guess she's got the good, you know what I'm saying? So he keeps coming back. They have an 8-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter. So he came over one night to hang out at her house, maybe try to get her back, and she says, you're dating somebody else. And he says, no, I'm not. She said, yes, you are. She killed him. Then she cut off his winky and fried it in soybean oil with a frying pan.
Okay, that's just, you can't compare that. She's mentally ill. She's criminally insane.
She cut his winky and fried it in a pan.
Okay, you start out by saying, like, you like to date crazy women, women that maybe steals your phone and reads your texts or something, not cuts off your winky and fries it. That's a whole other level of crazy.
No, these are the women I've dated.
Oh.
They're winky cutting, killing, frying women. So she's now been charged with murder and corpse desecration. So that's what she's being charged
that is desecration
with.
of a corpse, and cannibalism, right?
I don't think I don't know if she ate it.
Oh, she only fried it.
She only fried it.
Wow,
but
that's major anger.
They don't say if she ate it, but the suspect's brother is saying that there's no way this guy ever cheated on her. She was just insane.
Yeah. Well, clearly. I don't think her problem is whether he cheated or not. I think her problems go way deeper than that. And the thing is, when you hear these stories, there's always red flags. He went back to his brother and was like, listen, I had this bird and now it's gone. And suddenly I see feathers in her mouth. I don't know what happened to the bird. There's always some like red flag or something wackadoodle that they do ahead of time that people just ignore. So it's not like out of the blue. She just accused him and then suddenly was a winky cutter.
Yeah, but she probably does that one thing in the bedroom that he really likes.
Yeah.
So not many girls do that.
Yeah, true.
But she does that. She does that, and she does it well.
Yeah.
So
right.
Even the brother is saying, you got to leave this girl because she's going to cut your winky off and kill you. Oh, no, she's not. She does that. She does that in the bedroom, and I really like it. So I keep going back.
Wow. So it's a crazy story. That is a crazy story. Hey, speaking of relationships and couples, we have to talk about what is going on in Hollywood right now with this trend. The thing is, things start with celebrities and people go, that seems like a good idea. I'm telling you right now, what is going on between J-Lo and Ben Affleck, and now today we hear Angelina Jolie and Johnny Lee Miller maybe getting back together. That is a trend that needs to stop immediately. I know that there are people that have gotten back with an ex and it's been amazing and they fall in love and they have this great life together and a family, whatever. True. That is not the majority of people. Okay. First of all, the whole Bennifer thing, I still say it's a stopgap. She can keep telling people he's the one that got away. It's BS. He didn't get away. They were engaged. Mm-hmm. Nobody convinced her to break off the engagement. She could have married him, if she really wanted to, if he was so special. She didn't want to marry him. Okay. So that has not changed. So Angelina and Johnny Lee Miller were married a long time ago. They met doing the movie Hackers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they were married that long. They didn't have kids together, nothing like that.
She loves guys that she does movies with. If you do a movie with her,
yeah,
you're going to bang her.
Yeah.
And have kids.
At a minimum.
Yeah.
Right. Well, she didn't have kids with Sling Blade.
But she banged him.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, not only did she bang him, they bragged about having sex in the limo on the way to whatever it was, the Grammys or the Golden Globes or, some awards, whatever. Like, they were there and she was all over him and licking him. And remember, they had their blood vials around their necks. Remember when she used to be insane and she was a heroin addict, and then suddenly she was Mother Teresa?
She's a winky cutter.
Yeah. Well, she was a winky cutter. Now she's Mother Teresa. So here's the thing. I think getting back with an ex is always a mistake, and here's why. People, they don't change all that much. So the thing that made you break up with them, it's still there. It's still part of who they are. Mm-hmm. Okay? So it might not work for you. It might work for other people. So clearly things worked between Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner for a long time until it didn't. But it was never going to happen between he and J-Lo. It just wasn't. Whatever it was that broke them up is still there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Second of all, I feel like when you get back together with an ex, what I now call the Deja screw. If you go for a Deja screw, it's like junk food. It's like stuff you eat for comfort. It's not good for you, but it's familiar. So you have the Twinkie. You have the yodel. You have whatever metaphor of a penis you can think of. Mm-hmm. Twinkie, yodel. Obviously, I don't think they're all very big. I think it's the worst kind of settling. Also, it's like you're settling for something that you already rejected.
No, I think you were happy back then, but you always wanted something different. And then when you actually got something different, you longed for what was back then. And the thing that you didn't like about him really wasn't that bad.
until you get back together. No, until you get back together. And then suddenly you're like, oh, wait, he's the guy that farts in bed. Oh, wait, he's the guy that is super immature, and whenever I'm in the shower pours cold water on me and thinks it's hilarious. All the things that you forget about the person, the things that don't matter when you're getting back together because nobody loves you, you're feeling insecure. That person is they're single when you're single. There is the one that got away. There are people. There's an actor, sort of famous. So I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to embarrass him. But he and I were in a theater company together, and we had there was definitely a crush going both ways. We were both obviously into. We were obviously, okay, let's go Dan DeVito. So Dan DeVito and I were obviously very into each other.
Right.
Huh? Come again?
And Dan DeVito's family had a summer house right near where my family had a summer house. So wherever I went, every party, every event, I run into Danny DeVito. And we would flirt all night.
Oh, no? Well, I wouldn't be too sure, pal.
But Dan DeVito had a girlfriend. So he wasn't going to cheat on his girlfriend. I understood that. Finally, Dan DeVito and his girlfriend. It's not Dan DeVito, by the way.
But I like it that it is in the story.
So Dan DeVito and Rhea Perlman.
Because I'm picturing you right now with Danny DeVito.
Yeah, it's great, right?
And I'm picturing you guys at the altar getting married.
and he's taller than me. That's the best part.
You're the same size.
You're the same size.
Hey, take a look over there. See that man? Pay him money. Okay, I'll be anything you want. Your aunt, your uncle, your sister, your cousin, your brother-in-law, anything, all right?
Dan DeVito and I guess we'll say Rhea Perlman in this case broke up, and out of nowhere I get a little message from Danny DeVito. Hey, I'm going to be at such and such a party. Are you going to be there? Blah, blah, blah. And I show up, and now I'm in a relationship, but my boyfriend is doing something else. So of course we flirt all night, but nothing happens. So I had this sort of on again, off again relationship with Danny DeVito.
What is this, candid camera?
That's a one that got away. If I was single right now and Dan DeVito was single right now and he and I run into each other at some party or event or something, that would be a reason to hook up. Somebody you've always wanted to be with.
Tonight is your night, bro. Tonight is your night, bro.
But she was engaged to Ben Affleck. Angelina was married to Johnny Lee Miller. They did that. Been there, done that. Kept the jewelry. Do you know what I mean?
Are you saying Danny DeVito's the one that got away? is that what you're saying right now?
From somebody, not from me.
When you watch Twins, you long for the days.
Yeah, it makes me wet. I watch Twins, and I'm just like, oof, I'm gonna slide off this chair.
Come to daddy.
I watch old episodes of Taxi, and I'm just like, oh, where's my vibrator?
Yeah.
And now I'm never going to be able to look at him the same way ever again.
I mean, that episode of Friends when he came out as the stripper. Oh boy!
That gets you
Take
through
it
a
off,
lot
Danny.
Of nights.
Go wait over there. I'll call your name and number. Till then, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. Good thing Joe's not home tonight.
Anyway, so here's my last thing. Studies find that getting back together with an ex, you're more likely to have negative qualities come up and less positive qualities because they know the worst sides of you. They won't see you in a new light. They're still going to see you as all the bad things that they didn't love about you, the things that broke up your relationship. So even though J-Lo is beautiful and perfect and sweet and everyone loves her, there's people that think she's a nightmare. There's men that have been with her that are like, no, thank you. Jay, no.
Right. It's like when your ex-husband sees you walking down the street and he goes, oh, yeah, and then he starts talking to you and he goes, that's why. Yeah,
right. She looks good. Oh, wait, I'm talking to her. Yeah, nope. There it is.
Yeah, I got too close to her. The sunlight shined on her face a certain way. And then she started to talk and I went, yeah.
I remembered it all came flooding back. So I know that a lot of people kind of follow in the footsteps of celebrities or they think, there's something in the zeitgeist. I'm here to tell you as your friend, as your friend Cooper, I'm here to tell you, do not get back together with an ex. It is never a good idea. Move on. There's somebody way better out there for you. Go find that person.
And I disagree 100% with that, because I don't want to go through the dating and then finding out about you and I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do that anymore.
But you say that now, like in a vacuum. Like if I asked you, do you want to go through that? No, nobody does. But if you met somebody super hot and super interesting, you'd be like, oh my God, I want to know everything about her. Like, let's just spend a weekend doing stuff and talking and having sex, and let's just like gaze into each other's eyes for hours. So if you met somebody that inspired those feelings in you, you would start feeling very differently. You would suddenly be like, no, I'm down with this.
I don't know. I just, going through that all over again just gives me hives. Just
But that's what I mean. In a vacuum, thinking about it, there's nobody that's like, oh, I love getting to know somebody and meeting their family and how annoying all that is and all the judgments and insecurities. I love it. There's nobody that feels that way.
Meeting all their friends and knowing their brother and no.
If you're really into somebody, when you meet somebody, you want to know that person. You want to know their family, their friends. You feel inspired once you've met that person.
Yeah, but I'm one of those people. I like 3 people in the whole world.
Right.
And you're going to introduce me to other people that I'm just going to hate.
No, you don't have to like them. Just know them. That way, when we go to like a wedding or a bar mitzvah, wherever we go,
because I'm not
you'll just know
sleeping with your brother, but now I still got to deal with him. I don't want to do that. Like I would have done that 10, 20 years ago. I don't want to do it now.
Okay, you don't have to meet my family. It's funny. When I first met my boyfriend, he actually said that to me. He said he hadn't been in a relationship in a while. He'd been just, banging it out here and there whenever he can get that opportunity. And I said, how come you weren't in a relationship? He said, because honestly, I don't like all the obligations. I don't like families. I don't like weddings. I don't like having, he's like, there's a reason why I live in New York and my entire family is in Sacramento, is in California. There's a reason why they're all there and I'm here. I don't like obligations. I don't like having to go out with your friends and pretend to have fun. And they're your friends. You go out. He's like, I've never wanted any of that. I said, okay, fine, deal. So you and I can bang it out. You and I'll hang, and I will never invite you to a wedding, a party. You don't have to do anything with my parents. You don't have to get to know my mother, like none of that stuff. And that was the agreement initially.
Yeah, the bonus of dating you is definitely not knowing your mom.
It's true.
You're better off just not knowing your mom.
Well, it's better for me not knowing my mom. My boyfriend is the son she never had. He's the kid she always wanted.
I know, but now you have 45,000 issues a day. She has 39,000 issues a day.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's like dating 2 of you. And really, one man can only deal with one.
Yeah. No, it's very, when you meet me and you're like, she seems nice, but I've heard she's a nightmare. And then you meet my mom, you're like, it's hereditary.
Yeah, I can put up with your mom for about 10 minutes at a time. Your dad, great guy, hang out with him all day long. Your mom,
so chill.
10 minutes at a time. Any longer than that, and I want to run away.
Yeah, no, I mean, she puts the high in high maintenance. I've never met anything like it in my life. It's crazy. You're right. That's who she is. And, I learned from the best.